Well, as with any project, you're bound to find stuff that causes you issues. You're gonna screw stuff up, get the wrong parts. It seems like it's been a battle on this one, but I don't have full footage of all of the fuel system yet. But I did get the rest of the plumbing done, hooked up to the fuel rail. And the other day I went to, was that yesterday? Maybe 2 days ago. I fired up the fuel pump to check for leaks, and it didn't seem like I was getting very much volume or pressure up to the fuel rail. So like, well, I put 4 gallons in, maybe that wasn't enough. Looked in there with my video scope. The fuel level hadn't even gone up, or the sitting unit hadn't gone up at all. So I was like, well, maybe I need some more. So I put a couple more gallons in. It was difficult, but I got my borescope all the way in there to where the fuel pump is. And there was about an inch of fuel above the sock. Well, okay, well, that's enough. Turn on the pump. I could see fuel flowing out the return line into the pump. So obviously it's circulating fuel. It's actually pumping it. And I hooked the fuel pressure gauge up at the rail, and I only had 5 pounds of fuel pressure. So I was like, well, maybe I hooked up the lines wrong at the tank. And then I realized that I might need to go back and show you guys the plumbing at the tank, because I don't know if it's in that last video or not. It should have been in the video before I installed the tank into the vehicle. And I don't think I published it, but I'll go back and review that. If I didn't publish that, I will put that up, just showing you guys how I plumbed the top of the tank. If I already did that, then great, that's less work for me. But looking over my work, I was like, well, if I hook those lines up wrong, then I can check for, I'll just unhook them from the fuel filter, turn the pump on, see which one fuel sprays out of. And I look up in there with a flashlight, and on the side of the filter where I have my inlet hooked up, it says out. So that is completely my fault. It's the wrong filter, and I should have questioned it more, the filter I ordered. I just went through the book. I picked a filter that I thought I had used in the past, a 1N and then your outlet and a return line. And I must have ordered the wrong part number, or picked the wrong one. There must be multiples in the book that have a similar configuration, because the 3/8 push to connect line that I hooked up to the fuel filter is actually the outlet of the fuel filter. So it's bypassing the regulator completely. It's just making a loop. The line that's going to the engine is actually the inlet of the fuel filter. Because of the configuration of that fuel filter, I can't really just flip it around and reroute it without doing quite a bit of work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the right filter in, which is this guy here. And you've probably seen this one on several of the sites for LS swap stuff. I didn't feel like ordering it online. I just went to the book, and I thought I grabbed the right one. And I didn't, because this one, let me pop this cap off here, has a push to connect fitting on this side. It's not threaded like the one that I had. And then it's push to connect over here as well. So, okay, making sure. This one says, I don't know if it'll focus on that, it says outlet right on the side where I have my threaded line. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut off the barbed end of that line, pull that line nut off, use that tool again to re-flare the end of that line and make it a push to connect fitting. And then I should be able to just drop this into place. I may have to drill a new hole in that cross member or relocate this a little bit. And if you remember, I made those lines on the tank a little bit long just so I'd have some movement of my fuel filter. So that kind of sucks. I didn't get it pushed in tonight, so I will probably maybe do that tomorrow. It shouldn't be a big deal to cut that off, put a new flare on there. I won't even have to have a line nut on there for that part, and put that filter in there, and then I can fire up the fuel pump again, check for leaks, make sure I have good pressure at the fuel rail. I've done a bunch of stuff since then, but when I do that video, I think I'll do an update and show you guys where I'm at. in a realistic point because I've done a lot since I put the tank in, and I just don't have all of that video footage edited and uploaded to YouTube. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully the next couple days I'll have that video up, because I missed my video from yesterday. Normally I like to have the Biscayne videos uploaded on Tuesday, and I didn't have one done. I've just been too busy. So I'll try and get this one up for you guys tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow or the next day I'll have the rest of that footage uploaded, and possibly the footage from fixing the fuel filter, or vice versa. One or the other, I'll have another one up in a couple days. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, click the bell so you're notified, and I'll see you next time.